When did I start working here? December 2008.
How much money will I need to open up an ice cream shop?
How much money would you need? All depends on how much you're gonna do. Like, you have to consider, like, see all the pictures that I showed you? That was a lot of work. And so some places, if you move into something that's already set up, then not a whole lot. But it took us probably about $250,000 to start. And that was just to buy the machines, to do some of the work. And it actually was very inexpensive because I had a lot of friends do things. So.
How much money will it cost to run the shop?
Well, factor this. We need to pay rent. We need to pay utilities. I need to pay garbage. I need to pay my employees. I need to pay the ice cream people and yogurt and all the toppings. And I need to pay for alarm system. So a lot of money. So you've got to figure that all that has to go into that before you can even think, how much money am I making?
How much money do you make?
See, probably nothing. It's hard to say because the way the business goes is whatever we make a day. Well, let's just say in the end of the year, all that money that we think we make goes right back into the business. So it's constantly like for every amount of money I make, I have to buy a supply. So it just kind of keeps going in. So I don't know if I'm making anything. Let's just say this way, I'm not taking any vacations. It's really hard to tell a good worker, so we put them through training. So they work for, in most places it would be like 3 months, and then you can tell if they're going to work out or not. For me, they have to get along with each other. They have to get along with me. They have to get along with their customers. Because when people come into this shop, I want it to be more than just an ice cream shop. I want them to come in and feel like they just walked into their friend's house.
How many employees do I need?
Do you need to have a shop? Like, it depends. So you go to a smaller shop, like the one that you went to a mall, they probably didn't need that many employees. But for me to fill out, because most of my employees are students, and so because of that, I have to make sure they're all part-time. So I make sure that I have someone in the morning, someone in the evening, and then on weekends with parties, I have to make sure that I have that coverage. And so for the most part, I have 1 employee in the daytime and 2 in the evening. And then on weekends, I have 2 in the day and 2 at night.
Where's my shop?
How do you make what?
Donation.
Oh, gee.
She's aiming big. High. She's aiming high.
Well, first, you know what it has to do? It has to do with people who come and really like it and they talk about it. And when they start talking about it, then different people are like, oh, I want to know about it. And so if I made a lot of money, I can go open another place. Do you know that our website, my niece is a graphic designer, and when she made it sweetconnections-sb.com. And I said, well, why did you do that? And she said, what if you wanted to open in San Francisco? Then it'd be sweetconnections-sf. And she said, if you want to do San Francisco, then she had big sites too.
Where do you buy your ice cream?
It's a place called Double Rainbow. They're from San Francisco. And I grew up with Double Rainbow ice cream.
What do you recommend for advertising?
Word of mouth for me is really important. That means people telling each other, because I really don't do advertising. It's very costly. I'm having parties here and people seeing it, so definitely people talking about it. Way too much. Way too many hours. So when I'm here, I sometimes can work in 2 weeks, probably a good 80 hours. So in any business, whether ice cream shop or not, in any business, I always say, find out the things that you enjoy doing. Okay, so if you had the chance to open a business, what would you need? You're very good, a pet store, because you really like pets, right? So sometimes it starts that way. So it's not like I like ice cream that much, but you would think that I did. But you find something that you really, really like, and then I'd say, then you go and you visit different pet stores. And so basically you start there and you start finding people who have pet stores, and then you ask a lot of questions. And then you just sort of, and then when you find something you really like, you just kind of stick with that person and you kind of learn from them. Because a lot of times they've already gone through all the mistakes and you can learn from that. So the other thing too is I always tell people, never be afraid to make a mistake, because you learn the most through your mistakes. And if you don't ever make a mistake, chances are you're never going to take a step. One of the things about business is they always say risks. You have to be able to take a risk. You have to be able to be willing to lose all your money to start over again. So a good business person is not afraid to fail, so long as they have their sight to succeed. And so you have to want something enough, willing enough to be able to make mistakes and be able to like get back up and do it again. Okay? So for me, I didn't open an ice cream shop because I wanted an ice cream shop. I opened this ice cream shop because I wanted kids to learn. And so for me, the biggest things are the literacy programs in the summer. And when kids come in, I really want them to feel good. You know, who doesn't like ice cream, right? When you come in, you always have a smile. So basically, I opened it because I wanted kids to have a place that they can learn. So when I say we do arts and crafts and things like that in the summer, it's mostly for kids who can't afford it. Like, you know, going to classes and things like that. So we take a lot of kids who can't, and then what we do is we put them through 2 to 4 weeks of just whatever it is that we like to do. So I opened it because I wanted the money for the business to pay for those things. Because those things, you still have to pay your teachers and all the supplies and stuff. So that's why I did it. So for me, I just found a way to be able to do these programs by having a business. So ice cream wasn't my goal, but as hard as it is, whenever I get through the summer and the kids come and they're really happy, that makes it worth it for me.
When it was my turn to say how many scoops for me, I said 1 scoop. 1 scoop for me, please, 1 scoop for me. I went into the shop one day to get an ice cream treat. 'Cause ice cream is my favorite thing to eat. So many different kinds to try, so many kinds to see. And when it was my turn to say how many scoops for me, I said 1 scoop. 2 scoops. 2 scoops for me, please, 2 scoops for me.